What's up, everybody? Sparrow with a Gun here from Sleepless Nights with another episode on Elite Dangerous. I'm trying to talk here. When we left off in the last episode, we did a pretty good bounty hunting run, and I managed to kill Robin Hood, which definitely went up there on my list of things I did not expect to actually accomplish in that episode. However, unfortunately, where are we anyway? Wait a minute. Why is this not listing our current system? We're in, Kata system. I don't know why it's not... Oh, I'm dumb. It's because we're in the Sierra Point station. Okay. So, while Kata is a really good place at the moment for bounty hunting, it seems, because we did clean up pretty good while we were here, the only station I think I found here did not actually have a rearm. It has, like, you know, the refuel and stuff like that, but it doesn't have, like, outfitting, rearming, etc. So there's a couple of reasons that I wanted to go back to Shinrarta real quick before we get too heavy into our episode, which is probably going to be another bounty hunting episode. I had plans on doing some engineering. However, I have recently looked into engineering, as well as looked at some of the comments you guys left me on the last episode, and found that there's quite a bit to it that I'm not sure that I even have. For one thing, I need phosphorus to do what I do have 11 phosphorus. Okay, well that's good. I also needed something else. Basically, like, you needed phosphorus for every stage of the upgrade. I was gonna upgrade my shields, because a couple of people recommended I go to bi-weave shields because they recharge really fast, and then engineer them to kind of compensate for what they lack in, you know, durability. Or at least that's what I'm thinking of doing. Let's see. Where is Jameson? So... the thing for me that I'm looking at is, I looked up a couple of the upgrades you can do, and I believe the one I'm going for is going to end up, for the shields, be the reinforced, which I believe causes increased power draw, and it lowers the overall recharge time, I believe. However, it does actually improve the defense, like the strength of them. So I'm thinking if I did bi-weave shields that already have good recharge, but then kind of balance them out by upgrading them to reinforcement, that would probably be a good idea. I haven't looked into some of the weapon stuff. Now, there is this handy little View Engineers panel, and I have everything done on this one for shield generators and frameshift drives, with the exception of Soontil relics. And that's kind of a whole nother ball of wax that it's going to take me a few jumps type of thing, and I'll probably have to I'll either have to do it off camera or do like an entire episode dedicated to traveling around, getting what I need and stuff like that, and do no combat at all. And frankly, my schedule got really screwed up today, and so I'm actually doing all of my recording late into the evening, which I normally don't do. I usually leave myself an entire day to do different stuff, because I usually record my Elite and Space Engineers on Mondays. So with that, I didn't really end up with as much time as I wanted to record both of those episodes, and so I'm thinking today will probably be a little bit... Ooh, that looks cool. I don't know if that's normal or not, but that looks really cool. And I passed my stop. Oh well. It was worth it. I don't know what that jet trail was, but that was cool. So, first off, what I'm coming back to Shinrarta for is actually just to rearm, because my heat sinks and shield cells and stuff are out, and I'm pretty low on, or I'm about half full on my weapon ammo, I believe. That's my point defense. Yeah, I'm not doing too bad. But I could stand to rearm. The other thing was, I probably won't do the engineering part in this episode, but I might talk about it a little bit while we're doing some bounty hunting. But the other thing was that, woo! Hi. Is that the door? No, that's not the door. I was also, through the comments, recommended... Yeah, I will. Just give me a minute. Request. There we go. Alright, take it away. Oh, good computer. Actually, you know what? I'm just going to go ahead and dock, and then we'll discuss a little bit more of what I'm doing here with my outfitting. Okay, so here we are in the outfitting area. So one of the things that was recommended to me was to swap out my pulse lasers for small beam lasers because, as it was pointed out to me, and it's not wrong, the power distributor that I have can actually handle the load, or it should be able to. So if we swap these in, we're upping about 23% on both guns for damage per second. Obviously, the thermal load's a lot more, but we're going to give it a go. Let's go ahead and exchange them. I don't really need the pulse ones. The other thing that I might do is go ahead and swap out my bi-weave shields. I'm not sure. I think it might be a good idea. We're gonna check into it, though. I'm not doing the, wait a minute, what? Oh, that's the installed. Wow, that took me a minute. I was like, what is going on? So, that should give us 2 more beam lasers, which should increase our DPS a little bit. And then the multi-cannons can pick up the slack, and then we've got our big old beam laser down here at the bottom. Well, it's large. Actually, speaking of large hardpoint, I'm actually really curious about the new update that I read about. That mentions a new ship that I might look into at some point, should funds permit. Where are my shields? Shields, there you are. So let's see how this actually ends up working, because I do have 6As, which are pretty heavy-duty shields. And I know the bi-weaves come back faster, but I'm not sure if they're actually if they're going to end up being better, because, let's see, power draw is less, maximum strength goes down by 17%. I don't see the recharge rate, though. An alternative shield generator that sacrifices overall shield strength for a much faster recharge. I don't see where that recharge is actually listed. There's the boot time. Maybe there's a... Isn't there a way that I can see a more detailed look? Read more. There we go. So on these, read more. Ah, there we go. Rating, obviously that goes down. Regen rate. So a broken regen rate, the rate the shield regenerates whilst broken, go figure, is 8 per second, and the regen rate normally is 3.2. Now, let's compare that, because I never really looked at these in detail that much, so let's compare that to these. So broken is 5.3, and the regen rate is 1.3. So it's almost double, if not, no, it actually, I think it actually is double. No, it's more than double, because I think it's 3.2. And I didn't realize that the higher the number, the better, until I read that stat. So 3.2, 1.3. So yeah, it's over double, because double would be 2.6. So we're still improving the recharge rate quite a bit. And then the broken goes up by a few points as well. It goes from 5 to 8. Now, the only thing is the minimum and optimal are 70 and 120. I don't quite get that. Let's read. The optimal shield strength this module could provide the ship after size is taken into account. Oh. Knew this, I did not. Highest shield strength this module could provide. Okay, so that's... Oh, there's minimum, optimal, and maximum. Oh, okay. I had no idea. That's news to me. I've never actually really dug into the details of some of these modules before. So, what was it? 70, 120, and 170, I think, if my memory serves. So 40, 90, 140. We're losing a bit there. I think it's like 30% on everything, but we are gaining quite a bit. So I'm going to try it. We're going to see how this works. I don't think I've actually used these before. Now the bi-weaves are... Oh, they're cheaper. Okay. Ooh, should I store them, though? That's the big... I'm gonna risk it. Because I didn't realize that would put me up to 35. And I might do something a little bit crazy. Maybe. I don't know. I gotta see how much this is gonna cost me. Ooh, I still could pull it off. Nice. So I've been looking at this military grade composite, and since we're in Shinrarta, we get a discount, so it's only 29. The sites that I looked up said it was 32 million. So that should keep us with about 4-ish, give or take, and some change, maybe 4.8, if I'm doing my quick math right, which still keeps us above our insurance cost. And with that, that is the first time... Ooh, 6.7, that's more than I thought. That is the first time I've ever gotten to military-grade composite on a ship before. So, I'm pretty darn happy with this at this point, but we need to restore some funds. We need to make some money. Let's just check the mission board real quick. If there's no mission board, I'll probably just head back to Kata, or something else along the way. Ooh. Those aren't really high paying for assassination gigs, though. I was kind of hoping for a couple of million, something like that. No? Okay, fine. Be that way. Ooh, there's one. 1.3 million. That's not bad, but it's still taking us to different systems. So if we're going to different systems, I might as well just head back to Kata, I think. So I will meet you guys back there, and we'll do some bounty hunting with our new configuration and see how well she holds up. Alrighty, so we're back here in Kata, and we have a federal dropship set in our sights. So it's looking to be a pretty good startup. So let's see how these new beam lasers work. And it does seem like our capacitor, when it's set to weapons, does really not have a hard time keeping up with all these guns. So that was probably a really good move, I'm thinking. And let's see. So shields went pretty good. I do think I'm probably gonna have to keep everything into shields when I'm really being attacked, though, because they don't seem to be quite as tough. Though, I mean, grant you, he was kind of like attacking me full force, so there's that. Oh, I'm looking at my target compass, not my lock-on. He is wanted. Alright, let's get over here. Doing pretty good so far with a dropship and a python. That's a pretty good sign for our spawn rate. But yeah, so the engineering thing, I have to go to, oh gosh, what was the name of that place? I think it was Newgie, something like that, to get those relics in order to take it back to the engineer in order to unlock stuff, etc. and so on. They are wanted, right? Oh gosh, and they use their chaff all the time. Those big ships, always with their chaff. Actually, I probably could have just strafed him right there. Yeah, I definitely like the beam lasers. Dude, watch where you're going. I'm still a bit mixed on the bi-weave shields, only because I like my shields really sturdy, but we'll have to see. I do like the beam lasers, though. That was definitely a good idea. The added damage, particularly to shields. Ooh, a 30. Nice. The extra damage to shields is really good. I like that. Because of the added... Because beam... Well, I mean, thermal in general do... See, there I go again, losing the lock on things. I really want to know what that is. Because he's not dead yet. He's right there. Somewhere. There he is. And he wasn't out of range. So, I'm really not sure why I keep slipping lock. Or why I can't get close enough to him to scan him. Good grief. I guess it's because it's a fertile ants that they're actually pretty fast. Come on, just get into range. There we go. I really should have probably double-checked and... Ooh, what was that? That was a cool-looking ship. up on this guy just to get a... He's too fast. He's too maneuverable. Alright. There we go. I'm not actually even going to use my chain guns on him. I'll save the ammo. Ooh, 224. Pretty. Federal, 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 federal. Well, we were doing good. That's funny. Federal security, federal security. This person, Fanava Young Eagle, Walter. It's like, okay. Might as well just throw a gym in there. Okay, where did everybody go? I guess I'm too far out. Because I did kind of pull away from the asteroid belt, I guess. Let's test that theory a little bit and see if we can take out... You know what? I'm not even going to bother scanning like the little fish like this. Now that we're a little closer, do I see anything better? No, not really. Is he part of a wing? No, he's not. What's he doing hanging around all these clusters of ships here? It's kind of weird. Oops, wrong setup. There we go. Come here. Oh, that's bad for him. That's just bad. Having all those beam lasers pointed at you is just not good. Alright, so I might have to use my guns on him. Dude, guys. I swear I've picked up more security bounties from federal ships that just fly right into my beams than anything else in this game. Oh, come on. Come here. Oh, he's dead now. Wow.
Target dispatched.
76 on a Cobra? Really? When did they start getting bounties like that? Maybe I should be scanning them. I was thinking small fish, why bother? But that for the size of the ship, that actually wasn't a bad thing. Wait. Slim Boy Fat. That seems more like a player name than an NPC. Is that just me? Is anybody else thinking that? Did he run into the rock? Oh, ow. Ow. What is lighting me up? Look at all this stuff all over my shields. What is going on? What was that all about? I know it's his buddy, but unless that was a multi-cannon, maybe? Maybe that's what that was? Alright, so actually this is a good chance to check out our shields. So they were down to about 1.5 bars. Now I'm not getting attacked right now, and I do have everything into shields. So there is that we have to kind of take into account, but they do come back awful fast.
Target dispatched.
I can't knock that. Like, they're almost full. Yeah, they are full now. So being careful about not getting too beat up at one time and being able to stay away from an all-out gunfight kind of thing might not be a bad way to handle these shields. They might actually work out pretty good. I would definitely recommend them in this kind of environment where you're bounty hunting and, you know, if you start taking hits, you can kind of run off and let the system security take care of them, or something to that effect. Something like that would definitely be a good idea. Oh, hi, Conda. How you doing? I don't know how well I would recommend them for multiple, like, I don't know. You guys can let me know. Would you want bi-weaves on something like that almost looked like I shot that, by the way. That purple, I think that's a railgun. Hello? Hi, thank you.
Target destroyed. That's all of them. Good work, Commander.
Yeah, that is all of them. Why is that all of them? That's no fun. Maybe we need to dip back down into the asteroid belt a little closer. But yeah, let me know what you guys think as far as would you put bi-weaves on like a Anaconda or something, for example, where it's a bigger ship that it's very likely you'll end up with multiple attackers at one point. Because that's the thing I'm wondering about. I'm wondering if bi-weaves are good if you're in a group against one or another group, but one versus many, I'm wondering if the lack of shield strength would end up negating the recharge, is what I'm curious about. I'm kind of curious if you were kind of being the tank of your group and aggroing multiple shooters, if it would be better to have stronger shields, kind of thing, is what I'm curious about. But for me in this environment, though, I have to admit, I'm kind of liking the bi-weaves, because as long as I'm around some other feds or system authority guys that can kind of pick up my slack if I start getting beat up, and I can kind of run away and let my shields come back, they do come back a lot faster, which is cool. And especially once we start engineering them and stuff to where they have a little more strength and things like that, it might balance out. Though, I'm curious what you guys would engineer bi-weaves on. Oh, that was funny. That was funny.
We live to fight another day, Commander.
That was a short little burst from a chain gun and it just ripped him to shreds. That was kind of funny. I am curious, though, as to what you guys would engineer your bi-weave shields for. Do you go with specific, like, upgrade the thermal defense, or do you do something like... I'm kind of leaning towards the just reinforced. It makes them stronger, but you lose a little bit of your recharge time. And so I'm wondering about that. I'm wondering if it's best to go with reinforced, or if it's better to go with thermal or something to that effect. Also, oddly enough, all of a sudden my scanner is not making a sound. I wonder if that's like normal. I really should have double-checked that he was wanted. Man, I am bad about that. I get a target in my view, and then I'm like, okay, I'm just gonna take them out, and then I'm like, oh yeah, probably should have made sure they had a bounty. Alright. So we're kind of 1v1 at the moment. I don't think there's too many... Well, that and my fighter. But I don't think there's too many other ships on us at the moment. So let's see how we do. We're doing pretty good. Especially with balancing the... balancing your power, it's something I never realized before. Until I started playing the PS4 version and I couldn't beat the training simulator, and I started looking up like guides, and one of them mentioned making sure that you put points into shields when you're being hit and switch to weapons when you're attacking. And I never realized that putting pips into your system actually strengthened your shields. It didn't only just increase the recharge rate, it actually strengthened their total capacity, and I never knew that. Ever since then, though, I've tried to play around with that, and it works wonders when you're getting attacked to just put things into systems. You know, I don't even know if I scanned him, now that I think about it. We have an adder around here. But yeah, so I think for my first engineering goal thing is probably going to end up being trying to get my shield generators where I want them, which would probably be upgraded to... I'm thinking reinforced is what I'm going to go with, and I'll probably stick with the bi-weaves, because the reinforced will improve their overall strength, but yet the bi-weaves will still actually be a stronger... well, a faster shield. It'll still recharge faster than regulars, but the modifications will make them better. Now, and I'm not sure, so I could use some clarification on this from you guys, but I'm pretty sure when you're doing mods, if you do the same grade again, you get a different ratio. Like, there's a... I feel like I read somewhere... Ooh, Clipper and a dropship. Nice. I feel like I read somewhere that when you're modifying, you can do, you can basically do, like, it'll tell you you can have anything between a 5 and 10% window, for example, and if you keep doing the upgrade, eventually you could get a better one, if I'm understanding it correctly. Like, if it's a 10% increase to your thermal draw, and then you do it again, the same grade, you might have a chance to roll a different stat where now it's 5 or something. That's what I was under the impression of. I don't know if it's actually true or not, so let me know what you guys think about that. Of can you keep doing the same grade until you kind of get the one that you're looking for? Or if it's basically just once you've modified it, it's just modified. That's the part I'm not real sure about. Oh, come on now. Really? It's a clipper. For goodness sake. It's not a fertile ants. And yes, I had confirmed, I forgot, but I had confirmed that he was wanted. So, we're good. As long as I don't end up, like, you know, shooting Fed ships in the process as they're flying around. Wow. I don't know exactly what his strategy is here. Ooh. Wow, let's just go nose to nose with him, huh? What could go wrong? Alright, so we're down. Trying to kind of keep flying around, but not do anything too crazy, because I'm trying to see what would happen if I just let my shields come back and see how I do. Well, between me and the feds, we killed them, and our shields are coming back. So I'm kind of liking the bi-weaves. I think the bi-weaves are working for me. Oh, there's the dropship. Okay, I think that's who keeps scanning me, and my shields are almost fully back. Yeah, I do like the bi-weaves. I will say I'm losing shields a lot faster, or it seems that way, as far as, even though I haven't actually lost my shields all the way in this episode. Oh, come on. I will say flying a slower ship is a bit tough on catching up to targets when they're, trying to leave. Yeah, I'm not gonna catch him, actually. Apparently the dropship is too fast. Can I shoot at him, maybe? Maybe a little deterrent? Nope. He's gonna get away. Dagnabbit. Alright, fine. Be that way. Let's see here. What else we got? I guess we'll go for the Sidewinder. So it does seem to be kind of accurate what I was saying last episode of if you're killing off the small fry, eventually you do get bigger ships and stuff if you're kind of hanging around. But it's definitely not a guarantee, because we're doing okay, but I don't think we're doing as good as we were last episode with our spawn rates and stuff. Let's see what's over here. Is this another target, or is this... Oh, it's gonna be this guy down here, I guess. Nope, that one I scanned, he's okay. That one I scanned, he's okay. Was that? And I see these little star clusters, or not clusters, but kind of like shooting stars flick by, and I'm always thinking that they're lasers or something like that. Those right there. Always looks like lasers to me. Yeah, I'm not... There's a Viper. Might be able to go after him. But, yeah, so I'm not really sure as to what's really the most effective for engineering. Mainly just because I've never really delved too much into the engineering side of things. Where did that... Wait, whoa, whoa, whoa. What is going on? There he is. I was like, where did he go? So yeah, feel free in the comments to let me know as far as shields, pulse lasers, multi-cannons, basically what I'm kitted out for, what's the best upgrades to do in your engineering to make it... I look predominantly for survivability, because I tend to play on my own and hunt bigger ships than I am, and stuff like that, because they make the most money. So I tend to do that, so it's usually important to stay alive more than it is to... I don't mind being the you know, poke at you until you lose all of your stuff and eventually die, as long as you can't kill me. I'm okay with that style.
I think that's all.
Some people prefer glass cannon style, where they can't really take too many hits, but they can dish out a beating. Martin gear. It's awful close to another title of a game I'm very familiar with. Curious. Wonder if that's on purpose. But yeah, so I tend to go towards what survivability and renewability, hence why I go with a lot of lasers and shields over hull and physical weapons, because I've seen some people that do a lot with cannons and missiles and torpedoes and things, and I just don't like running out of ammo. So as long as my ship has fuel and power, I like thinking I have weapons and shields and ammo and all that kind of stuff. So I like the lasers, I like shields over hull. It is a little ironic when you consider that we just upgraded my first ship that I've ever been able to afford the ship and the upgrade to do.
Hey, you're firing at an ally.
To do the, oh, that's why I was like, my ship's not under attack, he's right there. It's because I strafed my own fighter. I will say the other reason I like the beam lasers, the small ones that we switched to, is because there's now 2 on the top. So that does give me a bit more fire range to work with. Oh, I hate small, fast ships. They're so annoying to fight. Alright, let's please give ourselves a little boost. Get around on him. There we go. Alright. But yeah. So keep that in mind, because everything with engineering and stuff is kind of playstyle reliant. It does kind of matter how you play and stuff as to what you want to go for. But I've seen some people on YouTube and stuff that they'll do cannons and torpedoes and all this kind of stuff, and I've always been more of the renewable. If any of you that have seen my Minecraft, Feed the Beast, Space Engineers, pretty much anything that's survival based, and how I'm always like solar panels over reactors, or in Minecraft it was like, how do I build a farm so I can keep getting more of this stuff rather than having to go, I have a few of it, now how do I go make a farm so that I don't have to go mine it anymore, stuff like that. Very, very heavily focused on renewability and continual sustainability. So I like shields to be heavy and stuff to where you can't ever get to the ship, so I don't have to make repairs very often and stuff like that. Which was why I was skeptical of doing the bi-weaves, but doing it in this manner of bounty hunting in controlled systems where you have the system authority vessels to help back you up, I think the bi-weaves are a very viable option, because if you start taking too much of a pounding, odds are by that point there is probably a system authority vessel around you somewhere that will see the gunfight going on, and as long as you can kind of like fly away and kind of keep an eye on them and keep them after you type of thing, and then they'll join in and pick up the slack and take on your target, and then you can kind of break off and let your shields come back. With that kind of a strategy in mind, I do think the bi-weaves are very, very practical in this kind of a setup, so I definitely think that's like I said, in a conflict zone or something where it's you against 3 or 4 other ships, I'm not sure how viable they would be because of how quickly, though granted I haven't found anything that really holds up that well in that kind of situation, even full shields that don't recharge fast but have more integrity, they still just kind of melt when you're getting hit by 3 or 4 ships, so I'm not really sure that they're any less viable. But yeah, so I'm kind of curious as to what all we can do with the engineering. Maybe next episode we can delve into some of that, instead of doing combat stuff, maybe doing some flying around and collecting and doing some things to get some more, unlock the first engineer, we can work on the shields. I will say for grade 1, I know it's just phosphorus, which is why I was checking this, and I think, I want to say it was either chemical processor, something that started with a C, like chemical processor, or maybe mechanical, there was something else that you needed for that and phosphorus for stage 2, and then phosphorus, that, and something else, like nickel, zinc, something like that, for the third. I don't remember what all they were. But I'm glad I have that much phosphorus, though, because we can at least upgrade them to a stage 1, if not higher. So let me know what you guys think. I think that's going to do it for us for this episode. So we're going to wrap things up here. I hope you all enjoyed. If you did, leave a like, and I will see you all next time. Peace.